Welcome back, everyone. I am Zadian. This is Kerbal Space Program, and today, people, today we are going to Minimus. That's right, people. We're finally going to go to the second moon of Kerbal, in the Kerbal system, and today we're sending Bob up there. We're using our same fantastic design that got us to the moon. It's got more than enough capability to get us to Minimus and back safely. And yeah, so we're just basically gonna go out there and get some science and hopefully get enough to then make a moon lander. Don't know why my voice is getting so high. God, I don't know why I sound like a redneck there for a second. Jesus. Anyways, this is just your standard going up into space. Minimus is a little bit different. It is at a different inclination than the moon, so we actually have to change planes in order to line up with it, and that requires a maneuver node where we're going to change the inclination of our orbit around Kerbal to match that of Minimus. That itself will put us in the position to then burn towards Minimus. I've said Minimus a lot, and yeah, but I just wanted to show in full what we have to do in order to get there, and that is us changing inclination and matching it as close as possible with Minimus, and then we're going to go over here, and usually the general rule is wherever Minimus is at, you want to go to like almost like a 45-degree angle. Kind of. It's you eyeball it, but you can move it around. But basically point towards Minimus and then put Minimus at like 2 o'clock and your maneuver node at noon. It's the only way I know how to describe it. It's like a clock. But yeah, you can move the maneuver node around and everything to get it lined up in the orbital plane of your spacecraft, which makes it a little bit easier. And then once you get to it, all you have to do is burn, baby, burn, just like every other spacecraft. And it's real simple and real easy. And our little design here that we've been using has been very, very successful in the past, and I don't foresee any problems. Again, this is all sped up to 10 times or 300% speed, so you can see everything. And there we go. We've got an encounter with Minimus. We've got the encounter down pretty low, and we're gonna be good to go here in just a second. Now you will notice that I've taken you from double speed or triple speed to regular speed, and that is because we're about to have an accident. And I think the best way to show you guys my reaction is to just kind of show it to you. So here you go. Here we're going to go to live audio. Alright. Get a little bit closer. That's right, people, that's right. I didn't even notice Bob died of air toxicity. The little solar panels that we have on the side do not give you enough energy to keep the cells charged this far out from Kerbal. For some reason. I don't know. It's not... I didn't think it'd make a difference. It did. It has to do with the angle of where you're going with Minimus and everything, angle of the aircraft. As you see in the top right, my power is gone. And I'm just proceeding as usual. So, I didn't say anything in that clip because I planned on cutting it out until I got close in, and then that's why you heard me say, alright, here we go, it's getting a little closer. And I was going to bring you guys in here in just a second, and start doing all the wonderful science things. But see, I'm just setting everything up right now. Clueless, still think he's alive. Here we go, let's go back to it. Alright, let's start doing some science here. And Alright people, here we are, we're back, and we are in high Kerbal, or high Minimus orbit, and we're going to get all the sciences, and... Why is my power low? Are these... do I have, like, no power? Okay. Let's keep these experiments... Well, I guess we're not going to radio them back. Let's go ahead and grab that science and Where the hell's Bob? Alright, I'm super confused. What happened to Bob? Okay, I'm gonna have to pause the video and go back and see what the hell's going on. I don't know where Bob is. Bob's not there, so we're gonna go check the footage. I'll be right back. And a little moment of silence for Bob as he has passed. I went back and watched the footage and saw what I showed you guys. He died of air toxicity. Spec-freaking-tacular. I had no clue. So, Bob's dead. We've got an aircraft out here. We can't land it. Oh, I guess we could take it back, but we can't take the science out. So it's going to burn up in the atmosphere. So, what do we do in this situation? Well... we don't want to... I mean, I guess we technically should have brought Bob's body back. But again, I don't think we would have been able to with the way everything's set up. So we're just going to crash him into Minimus and give him a space grave. So yeah, that's what we're doing here. We lined this thing up. It's going to fall down onto Minimus and go kaboom. Sending Bob off in a spectacular way, explosion. I think Bob would have liked that. However, you'll never know because we couldn't ask him because he's dead. So yeah, mistakes were made, and Bob's grave. So what did we learn? Well, we learned a couple of things. One, these little solar panels aren't good enough. We're gonna go ahead and put 4 of those big things in there. I'm thinking about putting batteries, or I'm thinking about trying to put them in there so you can close them up. It's not gonna work. I can go ahead and tell you that. Spoiler warning. It was a nice try, but it failed. So we're gonna end up putting those solar panels out on the side of the aircraft, hoping they don't burn up in the atmosphere and everything, because they do have physics. So even when they're closed, they can catch on fire and burn up. So we'll have to worry about that on ascent. But yeah, we're just gonna throw them on the outside. That's how we're gonna fix it. And this is gonna be the Gigamot Mark 3. And we're gonna lower our thrust on these solid rocket boosters again. And let's give it another go. But first, we had to go to the student center and get us another scientist. And I can't read her name. It is too small for my eyes in this little preview screen. But yeah, she's our new scientist, and this is the new rocket going forward. As you can see, we didn't have any problems with the solar panels on the side, so it will be fine for further It will be fine for further missions, which is a good thing, because I really was pissed about Bob dying. That sucked. That sucked so bad. He is now the second Kerbal to be laid to rest of mistakes, and didn't even notice. Didn't even notice. That's the worst part about it all. Didn't even notice. No clue. None whatsoever. Showing you this one in full because I want to I wanted to show the entire thing. I just put it on 300% speed. That way you can kind of see what all this looks like going to. We hadn't had a full launch in a while, and just wanted to show you what I do, the things that I do. So if I didn't give you a good enough explanation earlier, I'll just walk you through it here since we're showing it. The first thing you want to do when you're going to Minimus is you want to get into a circular orbit around Kerbin. And then after you get into a circularized orbit with Kerbin, you want your orbit to match the same orbital plane as Minimus. And in order to do that, you target Minimus like so. You see those lines coming in? That's where our orbit and Minimus's orbit intersects. So that's where they're on the same plane. Of course, there's only two little points. And then you just take there and you move your thing, the diamonds up and down until you get into the right orbital plane. And it usually doesn't cost a lot of Delta V in order to do this. It's usually fairly inexpensive for the rocket. So it doesn't cost you a lot. And that just gets you in the same orbital plane. Once you're in that, again, you want to point towards it and kind of go to a 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock type angle. Again, I'm not good at angles. I don't think that's completely a 45-degree angle. Maybe a little bit less, but you know, it's close enough. It'll get you to Minimus. And then once you got that set up, you can do your burn. Go ahead and get set up for the burn right there. And we'll initiate as soon as we get into close enough range, which is about what I do as a general rule is for maneuver nodes, I start when it is T-minus half of the burn time. So if the burn time is 20 seconds, when it's T-minus 10 seconds, that's when I'll start burning. So you just pretty much half whatever the burn time is, and that's when you'll start burning on the node. Now, does that work out all the time? No, but I mean it's gotten me through it. So right here we can see we're still far out from Minimus. We're just kind of tweaking the plane a little bit, trying to get as close to Minimus as possible. Again, it also has an upper and a lower. High above Minimus, low above Minimus. And we want to get both of those sciences, which is why we're doing this little burn here. And we kind of went into a polar orbit. We're gonna fix that, but and get into a more better orbit. I don't know if that's how you say that, but anyways, yeah. So we're just tweaking. This is a lot of this behind the scenes stuff that you guys don't see very often. It's me doing all the tweaking. There's a lot of tweaking and there's a lot of footage that is recorded between what I show you and between my cuts. So this just kind of gives you an example. I feel like you deserve a treat, and which is, I guess this is a treat. You know, it's giving you the whole spectrum of what I do, so it may help you understand better the process of everything. And every time that science here and now pops up, scares the hell out of me, because I lost a Kerbin and it was mixed up in that bullshit. And so here we are. We are on high above Minimus, and this is where we're going to start doing our first sciences here in a minute, as soon as we tweak our orbit to get it down low enough. I think the low Minimus is at 15 kilometers. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure it's less than 20. But I just try to get as close as possible. Then we'll get all our sciences. I'll hop out with her, because it is a her. I'll hop out with her. Make sure you go around the solar panels. Don't go crashing into them. Reset the science experiment. Go back in. And then we'll rinse and repeat as soon as we get closer to Kerbin. I mean, as soon as we get closer to Minimus, not Kerbin. And as soon as we get down to about here. Oh, okay. I guess it is inside 20. I mean, outside 20. Maybe it's like 25 or something. I don't know. I don't know the exact numbers, but it does let you do it there, which is good. But as you can see, I did go pretty low. And get out, go around the solar panel so you don't knock them, break them. Because if you go into a solar, if you do fly into a solar panel, you will break them. They do break. And kind of got on the dark side of Minimus there, so I couldn't see. And here's a scary part going around Minimus like this. Worried that my battery would run out and the Kerbal knot would die. Luckily, they didn't. So we're just going to log some pressures and stuff like that. Transmit that stuff. That stuff does have 100% retention, so we don't have to carry that back, thankfully. And that's it. Here we are coming back into Kerbin. That was our little adventure to Minimus, and a successful one, may I add, to where the person didn't die. But we're coming in pretty fucking hot. That's for sure. I did not give it a good angle of return, so we're going to burn the rest of our fuel, try and slow us down a little bit. Those were the solar panels exploding. Not a big deal. And then once we've expended our fuel, go ahead and release. And again, we are coming in hot. Look at the speed. We're going over 3,000 meters per second right now. And at 42 kilometers above Kerbin. Not my best re-entry trajectory. I probably could have done a little bit better. But it is going to be enough to bring us in completely. Regardless of the line it's showing there. You can ignore that. That didn't happen. It really didn't, because if it had, the solar panels would have been destroyed. So that's another reason why I didn't want to do more than one re-entry. It's because I couldn't afford to. Because had I done that, I would have lost solar panels, which means battery power would have gone out, which means she would have died of air toxicity like Bob. And I'm particularly paranoid at this moment for that. And with good reason. So, this is just a full re-entry right here. Nothing spectacular, just burning and going. We do land on the dark side of Kerbin, and as you know, I hate doing that, so we are going to cut out a little bit of this, but it's just so damn pretty watching these things re-enter into the atmosphere. So damn pretty. That's an awesome effect. It's one of my favorite effects in this game, is the re-entry. I think it's the coolest. So here we go, we're on the ground, and holy crap, look at all that science. We ended up walking away with 265 science. That is going to progress us significantly. Well, I say significantly, but it's good enough. We got 329 total from our last missions. And again, here is the tech tree, so you guys can keep up with what's going on. I did buy the command pods. It's super expensive, and we're going to buy... I think more battery. No, I think we buy engine parts. The struggle is real. Anyways, guys, we're ending the end of our episode. Again, guys, thank you for all your love and support. It is awesome. I am happy to have you guys with me each week. I'm glad to bring you 2 episodes this week. Makes me smile knowing that you guys are going to get double the Kerbin to make up for the lost time. And yeah. So we went with fuel tanks, which is good. And we can get one more. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. As always, appreciate a like, favorite, subscription, thumbs up, thumbs down. You know all those good things. Please feel free to leave comments down in the comment section below. I do love talking to my crowd. The Z Nation is growing, and you guys are awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time for more Redneck Space Program.